Cowboy adopted a lost native child. Turned out to be a gorgeous Apache widow's daughter. The sky over Earth was clear that morning, but far above, something enormous moved with silent purpose. Space, a fleet of alien ships, black and sleek, drifted through the outer atmosphere, easily large enough to blot out the sun if they chose to. On board the lead ship, Admiral Carroll studied the blue planet below. He had seen many worlds, but none that required so little effort to conquer. To him, Earth was just another target, a world of primitive beings who would bend the knee if shown enough force. Back on Earth, most people went about their daily lives unaware of the shadow approaching. In New Mexico, Ethan Brooks walked to his small laboratory, carrying a cup of coffee and a worn notebook full of calculations. He was a defense engineer, though he often joked that he worked on things nobody would ever see. Today, however, something felt different. Breath. His instruments had been picking up unusual signals, strange disturbances that didn't fit any known natural pattern. He frowned, thinking about what he had seen on the screens the night before. It had been subtle at first, almost easy to ignore, but now the readings were growing stronger. Maya Carter, a young scientist working with Ethan, was already at the lab. Her fingers moved quickly over the keyboard as she examined data from satellites. "Ethan, you need to see this," she said, her voice tense but controlled. On her screen, a detailed map of the planet showed hundreds of fast-moving objects entering the solar system. Their speed and formation didn't match any known comet or asteroid. "These are too organized to be natural," she said. "I think someone is coming." Ethan leaned over her shoulder, squinting at the monitors. "Ships?" he asked quietly. It felt almost foolish to speak the word, but the shapes were unmistakable. Shapes designed for war. Sleek and dangerous. "If it is ships, it's unlike anything we've ever seen." Maya nodded. "I've cross-checked with every space agency." "There's nothing like this in the system. No official record. I think it's an invasion." She didn't say it loudly. Words like that carried weight, and fear could spread faster than any alien fleet. But the truth had a way of forcing itself forward. Ethan's mind raced. He knew Earth had some defense systems, mostly satellites and early warning radar, but nothing built to fight a real fleet from outside the solar system. He remembered the secret project he had been working on with Maya and Lucas Grant, a programmer who specialized in artificial intelligence. They had built a prototype, a hidden planetary defense system that could theoretically respond to large-scale attacks. They had called it Project Sentinel. Until now, it had only existed on paper, a dream waiting for proof. But now, that dream might be the planet's only hope. The three of them gathered in the lab, studying the approaching fleet. Bay. Lucas, who had a quiet, thoughtful presence, tapped on his tablet. "I've been running simulations," he said. "If those ships enter Earth's orbit, the damage will be catastrophic. They're designed to destroy without mercy. Conventional weapons won't stop them." Ethan shook his head. "Then we don't have a choice. We activate Sentinel." "We have to." Maya's eyes widened. "Are you serious? It's not tested." "Not fully. We don't know how strong it is, or if it will even work."
Lucas looked up. "Maya, it's either that or we let them win."
We can't wait for governments to decide. They will hesitate." "They always hesitate." The decision was made. They worked together, entering commands into the complex system that ran deep beneath the Earth's surface. The control room was filled with blinking lights. holographic maps and low hums from servers processing calculations faster than any human could follow. Ethan and Maya coordinated the satellite arrays while Lucas fine-tuned the AI that controlled the system. Every movement was careful, precise. One mistake could mean failure, but hesitation was no longer an option. Far above the planet, the alien fleet continued its approach. Admiral Carell was unaware of the tiny laboratory somewhere on Earth that would decide his fate. He had seen resistance on other worlds, of course, but it was always weak. Most civilizations surrendered quickly. He did not expect humanity to be different. As the ships entered orbit, they began scanning for signs of life and military installations. A few smaller craft descended toward major cities, making it clear that this was more than a warning. It was the first step in a total conquest. The world's governments reacted slowly. Psh. Sirens sounded in some cities, news broadcasts urged calm, and millions of people looked skyward, staring at the dark shapes moving across the sky. Many prayed, best. Some panicked. Most did not understand what was happening. Back in the lab, Ethan, Maya, and Lucas watched the monitors with growing tension. "They're starting the attack," Ethan said. On the screens, beams of energy streaked toward Earth, vaporizing mountains and flattening isolated regions. It was the test strike, meant to intimidate the planet into surrendering. Maya took a deep breath. "This is it," she whispered. "Hey, we have to launch Sentinel now." Lucas nodded and initiated the sequence. A network of hidden satellites, automated drones, and experimental weapons systems came to life, communicating in a language of algorithms and quantum codes. Energy flowed through channels buried deep within the planet's crust, guided by intelligence that was part human, part machine. The response was instantaneous and far beyond anything the alien fleet expected. The first ships to fire were suddenly disabled. Their weapons fizzled and shut down, their shields collapsing.
Ethan could hardly believe what he was seeing on the monitor.
It's working," he said. "It's actually working." Maya grinned, relief and excitement flashing across her face. "Bad. Keep going. Keep going." The fleet tried to adapt, but every attempt was met with resistance. Automated drones swarmed their ships, jamming signals and infiltrating control systems. Energy beams struck vessels from angles that seemed impossible, guided by a system that anticipated every move. Within minutes, the largest ships were crippled, some exploding in bright flashes that lit the sky like lightning. Admiral Carroll watched in disbelief. He had never faced a civilization capable of this. His orders to conquer were meaningless. His fleet, once proud and unstoppable, was now chaos in motion. Panic rippled through the alien ranks. "Pull back!" he shouted, though his voice carried only to the bridge. Many ships had already lost power, drifting helplessly. On Earth, people could see the explosions from a distance. News helicopters captured the flashes in the sky, but no one understood what had caused them. Governments were still scrambling, trying to make sense of the sudden destruction of an enemy fleet that was supposed to be unbeatable. Ethan, Maya, and Lucas stood together, watching the last few ships falter and fall. The lab was quiet except for the hum of servers and the occasional beep from the monitoring systems. "I don't know how this happened," Ethan said. "We didn't build something this strong. Not entirely." Psst. Lucas shook his head, frowning. "There's something guiding it. Something. Older, smarter than we are. I can feel it in the way the system responded. It's almost like it knew what to do before we even commanded it." Maya looked out the small window of the lab toward the horizon. Bad. The alien ships, once a looming threat, were now gone, leaving smoke trails in the atmosphere and stunned humanity below. "Whatever it is," she said softly, "we just proved that Earth can survive." "That, humans," Maybe humans are stronger than anyone thought. Ethan leaned back in his chair, exhausted but exhilarated. Stronger than they know, he agreed, and stronger than they'll ever expect. As the three scientists absorbed what had just happened, a distant voice from the monitors interrupted their moment of quiet.
It was a recording from one of the alien escape pods automatically transmitted into the solar system. Earth is not to be conquered, the message said.
Wraths. This world is forbidden. Retreat immediately. No one knew if the warning would be respected or if other fleets would come, but for now, Earth had survived a threat no one had thought possible. And somewhere deep beneath the planet, Sentinel remained active, waiting, watching, ready for whatever came next. The morning sky was quiet once more. Birds flew over fields and cities, unaware of the war that had been fought above them. Humanity had stood, unexpectedly and decisively, against an enemy that had thought them weak. And though no one on Earth fully understood it yet, the battle was more than just survival. It was a glimpse of what humans could become. Guardians, fighters, a species capable of standing against the galaxy itself. Ethan, Maya, and Lucas knew this was only the beginning. Their lives and the lives of everyone on Earth had changed forever. They had glimpsed the power hidden beneath their feet and within their minds. And for the first time, humanity looked to the stars not with fear, but with cautious hope and a little pride.
The alien fleet was gone, but the sky still seemed strange.
Smoke and fire from the destroyed ships hung faintly above the horizon. People on Earth stared, confused and amazed. No one could understand what had just happened. Some thought it was a miracle, others a trick of the mind. News crews scrambled to report what they saw, but no one had any explanation. In the small laboratory in New Mexico, Ethan Brooks, Maya Carter, and Lucas Grant still stared at the monitors. The defense system Sentinel was quiet now, but still active, like a guardian resting after a battle. Ethan rubbed his eyes, exhausted. I can't believe it, he said. They're all gone. Just like that. Maya shook her head.
It doesn't make sense. We didn't build anything that strong.
We just followed the program.
She glanced at Lucas, who was tapping on the keyboard, studying the logs from the battle. And something else, she added. I'm making a B. It felt like Sentinel knew what to do before we even told it. Lucas nodded slowly. Yes. The system moved faster than any human could. It calculated attacks, defenses, even countermeasures we never thought of. It's almost alive, in a way. Alive? You mean AISI? Artificial intelligence? Lucas hesitated. Not exactly. It's something different. Something older. Maybe something that was always here. Dead.
Maya leaned back in her chair. Older than humans?
Older than Earth? Lucas shrugged.
I don't know.
But the way it handled the fleet, no human technology could do that. Outside the lab, life slowly returned to normal. Cars moved again. People returned to their homes, and the sun shone on a world that had survived something unimaginable. But not everyone felt safe. Governments were nervous. Military leaders cautious. No one knew if the aliens would come back or if another fleet from their empire might arrive. Meanwhile, the wreckage of the alien fleet burned in orbit and scattered across space. Satellites and telescopes picked up fragments floating toward the moon and the outer planets. Scientists everywhere tried to study them, but the technology was so advanced that it was almost impossible to understand. Some parts seemed to repair themselves, moving in ways that defied physics.
Ethan, Maya, and Lucas spent hours studying the data. "Look at this," Lucas said, pointing to a holographic display.
These ships, they weren't just destroyed. They were unmade, piece by piece, as if something carefully dismantled them without letting them fight back. Maya's eyes widened. Do you mean... Bass. Sentinel? Lucas nodded.
I think so.
But there's more. Some of the fragments have strange energy signatures. It's as if Sentinel didn't just stop them. It changed them. Ethan shook his head in disbelief. Change them? How? I don't know yet, Lucas admitted. But the energy is not anything we understand. It's ancient. As they studied the data, the first official reports reached the lab. The United Nations held an emergency meeting, though it was mostly symbolic. The representatives were unsure what to do, how to respond, or even how to communicate with the world about the event. Some countries feared mass panic, while others wanted to use the moment to show strength. Meanwhile, Admiral Carell's surviving officers tried to regroup. The Empire had never experienced defeat like this. They sent messages back to their homeworld, explaining that the fleet had been destroyed almost instantly, and that the humans were unlike any other species they had fought. Panic and disbelief spread among their leaders. Many argued that Earth should be left alone, while others demanded immediate retaliation. Back on Earth, Ethan, Maya, and Lucas worked tirelessly. Sentinel had proven itself, but they didn't understand its full capabilities. We need to know everything it can do, Ethan said. Boss, if another fleet comes, we need to be ready. And we need to understand where this power comes from. If it's ancient, it could be dangerous if we misuse it. There are patterns in the way it fought. It wasn't random.
It learned from the enemy, adapted in real time, and predicted their movements. It's smarter than us, probably smarter than anyone alive today.
The next day, the team decided to explore deeper into Sentinel's system. They discovered a hidden layer of code, one that none of them had created. The code contained instructions, strategies, and calculations that seemed to anticipate attacks from any civilization in the galaxy. It even contained information about alien biology and technology, things humans had never encountered.
"This isn't ours," Ethan said. "We didn't write this."
Nobody did. Maya's hands shook slightly as she scrolled through the data. Then who did? Psst. He stared at the screen, deep in thought. I think we weren't meant to find it yet. But something wants us to use it. Something has been waiting for us to reach this point. Psst. Outside, people began noticing changes. Satellites moved in unusual patterns. Lights flickered in the sky, and a strange hum seemed to vibrate through the planet. Some thought it was part of Sentinel. Others believed it was a sign of the aliens returning. No one could be certain. In New Mexico, Ethan, Maya, and Lucas decided to test Sentinel in a controlled environment. They activated smaller drones and weapon systems, letting the AI manage them completely. The machines responded perfectly, coordinating movements with precision that humans could not match. Targets were neutralized without error, and every decision seemed to come from a single intelligent mind.
"This is incredible," Ethan said. "It's not just a weapon."
It's a protector. Maya nodded. A protector, yes. But maybe something more. It feels alive. Not like a human, but conscious in some way. Lucas looked at both of them seriously. We have to be careful. If Sentinel is that powerful, and it has its own agenda, we can't predict what it will do next. We need to respect it, not control it. As they debated, a sudden alert flashed on the monitors. Bah. One of the alien escape pods thought to have been destroyed was approaching Earth. Its systems were damaged, but it sent a weak transmission. Humans, it said in a broken translation. You do not understand. Power you hold. Bear. Forbidden. Leave. Ethan stared at the message, feeling a chill run down his spine. They know we fought back, he said quietly. And they know we won. Maya shook her head. It doesn't matter if they know. What matters is that they feared us. That's new. No one has feared humans before. Lucas leaned back, eyes scanning the monitors. Expected, and they're not the only ones out there. If this empire has fleets like the one we just defeated, others may come. Bet. But the war might just be beginning. The world reacted slowly to the victory. Celebrations erupted in some cities, while governments struggled with fear and uncertainty. Militaries studied the battle, trying to understand how such a small group of humans and an untested AI had destroyed a fleet that was thought unstoppable. Experts debated, journalists speculated, and ordinary people went about their lives unaware of how close they had come to annihilation.
In the quiet of the laboratory, Ethan, Maya, and Lucas continued their work.
They were determined to understand Sentinel, to learn how it had destroyed the alien fleet, and to prepare for whatever might come next. Hours passed and the sun set behind the mountains, casting long shadows over the lab. They worked through the night, studying every detail, running simulations, and analyzing every fragment of alien technology that had fallen to Earth. Ethan paused to look out the window. The night sky was calm, the stars shining brightly above, but he could not shake the feeling that this calm was temporary. Somewhere in the galaxy, other ships were preparing, other commanders were planning, and other civilizations were watching Earth with curiosity, fear, or ambition. Maya placed a hand on his shoulder. We did something no one thought possible, she said softly. We survived. Narration. Humanity survived. Yes. But survival is only the first step. We have to understand Sentinel, understand our place in the galaxy, and be ready for what comes next. The universe just realized that humans are not weak.
As they continued their work, Sentinel remained active, a silent guardian beneath the Earth's surface.
Its power was immense, its intelligence beyond human understanding. And though Ethan, Maya, and Lucas had only begun to comprehend it, they knew one thing with certainty. The planet was no longer defenseless, and humanity had just begun to show its true strength. The first sparks of a new era had begun. An era where humans were no longer prey, but a force capable of standing against any empire. And though the aliens had been destroyed in moments, their warning echoed across space. Earth was forbidden, and humans were stronger than anyone had imagined. Earth was quiet again, but for Ethan, Maya, and Lucas, the calm was only temporary. Sentinel, the planetary defense system, had proven itself, but it was more than a machine. Its intelligence was unlike anything humans had ever seen, and its purpose remained a mystery. In the laboratory, Ethan stared at the monitors. Streams of data scrolled endlessly, showing the remnants of the alien fleet and the unusual energy patterns left behind. I don't understand it, he said, running a hand through his hair. Sentinel didn't just fight. It guided us. It chose the right moves before we even thought of them. Bress. Maya nodded. I felt that too. When we activated it, it responded as if it already knew the enemy. It's like it was alive, or at least aware.
Psst.
Lucas leaned back, staring at the ceiling. I think it is alive.
But not like us, but alive in its own way. And I think it was waiting for humans to reach this stage. Bear, we weren't supposed to just survive. We were supposed to use it. Ethan frowned.
Use it?
For what? Why? Who or what created it? Lucas didn't answer immediately. Instead, he ran deeper scans of Sentinel's hidden code. The system had layers beyond anything the three of them had ever accessed. There were calculations for weapons, but also records of stars, planets, and even alien civilizations. The code seemed to know things humans had never discovered. Look at this, Lucas said finally. There's something buried here. A map. Not just of Earth, but of the galaxy. And there are instructions, almost like guidelines. Someone or something prepared this system a long time ago. Prepared for what? Lucas hesitated. For a war. But not just any war. A war to stop conquerors. The instructions show how to defend against advanced civilizations, even empires that have technology far beyond our own. This Sentinel wasn't built for humans. Humans were meant to inherit it.
Ethan stared at the code, trying to make sense of it. So you're saying this isn't just a defense system?
It's a teacher or a guardian? Lucas nodded, slowly. A guardian, yes. And maybe a test.
Whoever created it wanted a species capable of surviving, capable of standing against the strongest forces in the galaxy. And now, that species is us.
Maya sat back, stunned. But if it's that powerful, why reveal it now? Why not sooner? Lucas shrugged. Baby, we weren't ready. Maybe Sentinel waited until humans reached a certain level of understanding, a level where we could handle its power responsibly. As they studied Sentinel, a new alert appeared. Bird. Another alien signal, weak but distinct, was approaching Earth. Unlike the last fleet, this one was small, almost like a scout, but the transmission contained a warning. You are stronger than expected. Do not awaken what you do not understand. Breath. Earth. Forbidden. Ethan felt a chill. But they're scared. The aliens are scared of us. Maya's eyes narrowed. Good. Let them be scared. But we can't just wait. We need to understand Sentinel before they, or anyone else, come back. The team decided to explore the deepest layer of Sentinel's code, a section they had not accessed before. It was protected by complex algorithms almost like a lock, but Lucas carefully decrypted it. Yes. As he entered the final sequence, a holographic projection appeared in the center of the lab. It was not a person, not fully.
It was an image, shifting and glowing, like a living map of energy, and it spoke.
Welcome, humans, the projection said in a calm, echoing voice. You have activated what was always meant to awaken. Best. Sentinel is not just your defense. It is your legacy. Bess. Ethan, Maya, and Lucas froze. Legacy? Ethan repeated. Yes. The projection continued. Long before your species existed, a civilization seated intelligence on Earth. They prepared this world to raise a guardian species. You are that species. Sentinel was left to guide and protect, to ensure your survival until the time when the galaxy would need you. Are you saying we were chosen? The projection seemed to shimmer, almost smiling. Not chosen in the way you think. You were prepared. You survived against impossible odds. Now you are ready to inherit what has been waiting. Ethan shook his head, trying to absorb the words. But why? Why protect humans? Why prepare us? Because conquerors exist, the projection said. Civilizations that destroy others for power, for expansion. Many have risen and fallen. Bang.
Sentinel was designed to awaken when the need was greatest. You are that need.
Humanity must be ready, must learn, and must protect. Lucas's hands moved quickly over the console, recording everything. So, Sentinel is teaching us. It's helping us understand our place in the galaxy. Yes, the voice said, but Sentinel is more than a teacher. It is a guide, a shield, and a weapon.
It can protect your world, but it can also empower your species. You must learn to wield this power wisely.
But others will come, testing your strength. Your actions will shape the future of this galaxy. Despair. Maya's mind raced. Others? You mean more alien fleets? The projection shimmered as if nodding. Yes. Some will come to conquer. Some will come to learn. Some will come to destroy. You must be prepared for all. Beck, Sentinel will guide you, but the choices are yours. Ethan looked at his friends, his heart pounding. Despair. This is unbelievable. We just survived one fleet, and now we learn that we're part of something much bigger. Something ancient. Lucas nodded. And it's not just about defense. Sentinel is showing us how humans could become something the galaxy respects. Or fears. The three of them spent the next hours exploring the holographic projection. It revealed history, civilizations long gone, wars fought across star systems, and technologies that made humans' best inventions seem primitive. It showed maps of distant worlds and colonies, with notes about conquerors who had tried and failed to dominate weaker species. Everything in this galaxy is connected, Maya said softly. And somehow, Earth has been hidden, protected, until now.
The projection continued, revealing the design of Sentinel itself. It was not just a machine. It was a combination of technology, strategy, and intelligence that had grown over thousands of years.
It adapted, learned, and responded to threats with precision beyond human imagination.
Ethan studied the data, realizing how fragile humanity had been before Sentinel. Without this, we would have been destroyed, he said. The aliens would have won. But with it, Lucas added, we survived. And more than survived.
We proved that humans can stand against any force as long as we have the right tools and the right guidance. Maya looked at the projection again.
So what do we do now? We've seen what Sentinel can do. But how do we prepare for the future? The voice of the projection replied, calm and certain. Bess, learn, study.
Understand your place in the galaxy. Sentinel will guide you, but your choices will define humanity's path.
Just. You have survived your first test. Many more will come.
Be ready, and your species will thrive. As the hologram faded, the laboratory was quiet once more. Ethan, Maya, and Lucas sat in stunned silence, absorbing everything they had learned. The weight of the knowledge pressed on them. But there was also hope.
Humanity had been given a chance to rise, to protect, and to become something greater.
Ethan broke the silence.
We survived one fleet, but now we know the truth. Earth is protected by something far older than us, something that believes in humans. We're not alone anymore, and maybe humans are stronger than anyone ever realized.
Lucas looked out the window at the night sky, stars shining above.
Stronger, yes.
But we have to be careful!
Other civilizations will notice. Some will fear us. Some will try to destroy us. Sentinel can help, but we can't rely on it completely. We have to grow as a species. Bind. Ethan leaned back, thinking. This changes everything. Our lives, our world, our future. We've seen what humans can do when pushed to the limit. But now we have to learn how to survive in the galaxy, not just on Earth.
Maya smiled faintly.
And maybe one day we'll show the universe that humans are not just survivors.
We are guardians. Protect us.
Fighters.
The three of them sat together, staring at the monitors, at the data, at the maps of distant worlds.
Sentinel hummed quietly beneath their feet, a constant presence, guiding and waiting.
Humanity had survived the impossible, and now it had been given the knowledge to survive even greater challenges.
Somewhere in the stars, alien civilizations whispered of Earth, of a planet defended by forces they did not understand, and of humans who had defeated the impossible. Fear spread across the galaxy, and respect followed close behind. Ethan, Maya, and Lucas knew that life on Earth would never be the same. They had seen the power of Sentinel. They had glimpsed the history of the galaxy, and they understood that humanity had a new role, one that required wisdom, courage, and unity. The first sparks of a new age had begun. Humanity had survived its greatest test, and the galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. And beneath the surface, Sentinel waited, ready to guide its guardians through the challenges to come. The stars above seemed brighter that night, full of possibility, danger, and hope. And for the first time, humans could look at the universe and see themselves not as small and weak, but as a force capable of standing against any threat, and of shaping the destiny of the galaxy itself. The sun rose over Earth, calm and golden, but for Ethan, Maya, and Lucas, the world had changed forever. Humanity was no longer alone in the galaxy. Sentinel, the ancient guardian, had awakened, and its intelligence was guiding humans toward a role they had never imagined.
The aliens who had attacked before would not forget Earth, and neither would other civilizations.
Ethan walked through the laboratory, checking the monitors again. He felt a mixture of awe and responsibility. "Psst. We've survived one attack," he said softly. "But I keep thinking there will be more."
They'll come again, and we have to be ready. Maya looked up from the control console.
Sentinel is teaching us. We have time to learn, to grow, but we also have to prepare the world. People need to understand what's happening. Bass. Lucas frowned. Not everyone can handle the truth yet. Governments will panic. The public will fear what they don't understand. We have to show strength, but carefully. One wrong move and the galaxy will notice our weakness. The team began planning. Sentinel guided them in understanding both alien technology and strategy. It taught them how to build defenses, how to communicate silently across vast distances, and how to detect threats before they arrived. It also taught them to study the stars, to see signs of civilizations far beyond the solar system. "Look at this," Lucas said one morning, pointing at a holographic display.
There are fleets moving in systems near ours. They don't know we exist yet, but Sentinel can track them.
Best. Some are explorers, some are conquerors, and some are hunting species, like ours. Ethan felt a chill. Psst. So we're not safe, even now.
Maya nodded. No.
But we're stronger. And we're learning.
That makes the difference. As the days passed, Earth changed quietly. Nations built hidden facilities to host Sentinel's networks, shielded from public view. Scientists from around the world were recruited to study the data and work with the system. Slowly, humanity was becoming a force capable of defending itself and perhaps even influencing the galaxy. Meanwhile, the alien empire that had sent the first fleet was in chaos. Their reports of the fleet's destruction spread across their planets. Leaders argued fiercely, some wanting revenge, others insisting that Earth be left alone. "It is not possible," one high officer said. "A primitive species has destroyed our fleet with, what? Technology beyond their understanding?" Another officer shook his head. "They are not primitive. They have a guardian, something we do not understand. Perspective. Earth is forbidden. We cannot touch it, or we risk losing everything." Back on Earth, Ethan, Maya, and Lucas monitored the situation from Sentinel systems. They had no way to contact the aliens directly, but they could read signals and movements. The Empire had pulled back, but the warning in their communication was clear. Earth was now known, and the galaxy would watch.
Lucas frowned.
Bet. They will come again, sooner or later. Others may come too. Not everyone is friendly. Maya placed a hand on his shoulder.
Then we must be ready. Sentinel will help us, and so will humans.
We survived one fleet. We can survive more.
And maybe we can do more than survive. We can protect others, too. It's not just Earth anymore. If humans can survive, maybe we can help others who can't defend themselves.
Maybe that's why Sentinel exists. As the months passed, humanity grew stronger.
Sentinel helped them build new ships capable of defending the planet and even exploring nearby star systems. Humans learned to coordinate like never before, combining science, strategy, and courage. Training centers taught citizens how to respond to threats, and scientists studied alien fragments to understand new materials and energy sources. One evening, Ethan, Maya, and Lucas stood on a hill overlooking the lab, the sun setting behind them. "I never imagined this," Ethan said. "A year ago, we were just trying to build a small defense system. Now, we're part of something much bigger." Despair. Maya smiled faintly. "We survived, Bet. And we're learning. That makes us different from every species the aliens have conquered before." Blah. Lucas nodded.
Yes.
"We have hope, and hope is powerful. Others may fear it. Others may want to destroy it. But it's ours.
And Sentinel will help protect it. Suddenly, the monitors in the lab flashed.
Pay. Another signal appeared, different from the last. It was a message from a distant civilization, not hostile, but curious. Humans of Earth, it said, we have observed your survival. Your planet holds a force we do not fully understand. We wish to meet, to learn, and to discuss the future. Ethan's eyes widened. They want to contact us, after everything someone else sees us, as equals. Maya nodded. Sentinel guided them to notice us.
We are not alone anymore, and now we have allies waiting to be found.
Lucas tapped the console. This changes everything. We are not just defending Earth. We are becoming part of a galactic community. Bah! Humans are no longer weak. We are a species that can survive, fight, and even protect. As they prepared for the meeting, Sentinel activated new protocols. Hidden satellites shifted, long-range sensors scanned the stars, and drones moved quietly, unseen. Because humanity had become a force ready to step into the larger universe. The first contact with the alien civilization was cautious but respectful. The humans were nervous, but Sentinel guided them through communication and strategy. Slowly, they began to understand that Earth's survival had made humans remarkable. The galaxy took notice, and whispers of humans being capable of defeating empires began to spread. Back on Earth, life continued, but it was no longer ordinary. Cities became hubs of technology and research. Schools taught not just history and science, but strategy and galactic awareness. People learned to cooperate in ways they never had before. Humanity had been forced to grow faster, to become more than just survivors.
Ethan, Maya, and Lucas worked tirelessly. They had seen what humans could do under pressure, and they wanted to ensure that humanity would not falter in the future.
Sentinel had shown them a glimpse of the galaxy, and they knew that other civilizations would test their strength, their courage, and their intelligence. One day, while reviewing maps of distant star systems, Lucas spoke. The galaxy is full of civilizations. Some will fear us. Some will respect us. Some may try to destroy us. But we have a choice. We can isolate ourselves, fight only for Earth, or we can take a larger role. Maya looked at him serious. A larger role.
You mean protect others? Intervene when needed?
Lucas nodded. Yes, Sentinel has given us the tools, the knowledge, and the guidance, but humans have to choose how to use it. We can survive, or we can make a difference.
Ethan smiled faintly. I think we've already started making a difference.
Inspiration. The aliens will not forget Earth. Others will see us, and they will respect us. Humanity is no longer weak. We've earned a place among the stars. As night fell, the three of them looked at the sky. Stars stretched endlessly, filled with mysteries, dangers, and possibilities. Earth was no longer just a small blue planet in the vast universe. It was a symbol of strength, of survival, and of hope. The alien empire that had tried to conquer Earth remained cautious. Other civilizations began to study the planet, curious about the species that had defeated a fleet in moments. Earth had become more than a world. It had become a force. Ethan turned to his friends. We survived the impossible. Sentinel showed us the way, but now it's up to us. Humans are strong, and we can only grow stronger. We can protect our world, and maybe even others.
This is just the beginning, Maya nodded, her eyes shining. And we will not fail. Humanity has proven it can rise even when all odds are against it. Lucas looked out over the horizon, thoughtful. The galaxy will test us, no doubt. But now, Earth is ready. Sentinel has awakened, and humans have learned.
We can survive anything, and we can shape the future of the stars. For the first time in history, humans could look at the night sky without fear.
They had faced impossible odds and won. They had unlocked power older than their species. They had become something greater, guardians of a planet and a force in the galaxy. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, full of promise, danger, and opportunity. Humanity had survived its first great test, and now it faced the future with courage, wisdom, and strength. Sentinel hummed quietly beneath the Earth's surface, a silent guide, a protector, and a reminder that humans had a destiny beyond their world. Earth had become a planet that no empire could conquer easily. Humans had proven that they were strong, clever, and resilient. And now they had a choice: to isolate, to dominate, or to protect the galaxy. Ethan, Maya, and Lucas knew that the choice would define the future. Humanity had survived, but the universe was vast, and though other civilizations would test them, one thing was certain: humans were no longer weak. The galaxy had noticed, and Earth had earned respect. Humanity was ready. The age of humans among the stars had begun.